Good evening. We are live from one of the world's most beautiful arenas. This is Falkor Bay. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
And now it's time. Irish Mickey Ward. You've seen Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter in the history of the...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Lowell, Massachusetts, here is the exciting junior welterweight world title challenger, Irish Mickey Ward. Fighting out of the blue corner, from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 174 wins in his 201 fights. A welterweight champion of the world, a 5-time middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson.
How will these two fighters handle the outdoors? We're fighting under the sun here for this big showdown.
It seems wild, it seems ferocious, it seems like there's no rules. And that's what it feels like when you're fighting outside under the heat.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings... And there's the bell for round one. Perfect punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Do you believe this? Nobody home with that hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. The sun is blazing this afternoon, and these two athletes are going to have to find a way to deal with it.
If you are on the losing side of this fight and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you press right for this. And right now, I'm looking to fight that doesn't look like they're pressed right.
You got to like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Slip to avoid the jab. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Ward in that last round. At this point, and there's the bell for round two. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This slugger has a unique mentality, doesn't he, Johnny? He just wants to win by knockout. He says if we go to the scorecards, it's a failure for me.
Sluggers are an absolute nightmare. They will stay in your face, not give you a breather, not step back when you think, all right, let's have a breather. They want to get stuck right in.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Done with that counter shot. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That counter punch caught him clean. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Sugar Robinson goes to the canvas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
Talk about Robinson in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Nice counter. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Catch and shoot. Beautiful counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. He threw a punch and just got countered. Back and forth they go. Nice counter shot. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. There's a counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. He is down. Back at it in round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Throws the jab, it doesn't score. That counter shot lands. This is a high-octane battle. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? You'd like to see more jabs. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Nice counter shot. Let's talk about Warden that last round. is going to land the first big shot. Coming off a very tough round, let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Jab does not score. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. And he scores with the counter. Just missed with that jab. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. The game plan does not seem... There's the bell for round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
How about that time counter shot? A straight right just misses. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. They both want a knockout, you can tell. A perfect counter shot. Just misses with that uppercut. Those counter punches have to hurt. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Sometimes when you get nervous, someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little fade with a big punch of them.
Punching. They exchange punches. Not a lot of defense here at all. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Warden that last round. Well, he isn't. Round 7, here we go. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punch, counter punch. Another scoring shot there. Beautiful counter punch. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter. A fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Good counter punch. These two were made for each other. Perfect counter lands. Nice counter punch. That hook doesn't score. Straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Wood in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell to start round 8. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter shot lands. A lot of effort being exerted here. I don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can. Oh, hold on a second, Johnny. Oh, and the Irishman just got rocked. He's in some serious trouble here. Can he find his way out of this storm? There's a counter shot. Nice counter. Mickey Ward gets rocked. He's been in these situations before, but can he find his way out this time? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end,